Good morning, students. So today we are going to learn a new poem named The Voice of the Rain. The poem is composed by Walt Whitman. If we look at the biography of this poet, famous American poet, born in 1819 and died in 1892. And the speciality of this poet that he this man does not adhere to any particular rhyme scheme. It means that he advocated the free verse. He did not adhere to any one rhyme scheme. So this is what, just like other Robert Frost or Emerson, other poets, modern poets, and so that's why this poem also written in almost free verse, and his two books are given, two collections. One is Leaves of Grass, and another collection of the poems, that is Songs of Myself, collection of the poems. And that is why, due to this speciality, he is known as the father of free verse. There is no particular rhyme scheme is used by the poet in this poem. So this is about the poem, Walt Whitman. If we look at this poem, The Voice of the Rain, the title of the poem, this poem is in the form of a conversation, it means communication between the poet and the raindrops. You got it what I mean to say? This poem is given in the form of conversation between poet and the raindrops. And now, very beautifully, the poet has expressed his own feelings regarding the drops of the falling rain, or the falling drops of the rain or the shower. The way that we feel while listening the music. In the same manner, when the rainfall is going on, raindrops are coming on the earth, the sound of the raindrops, it seems that just like a music. So that's why in this poem also the poet says that, for the raindrops answers in this form, that I am the poem of the earth. So let us begin this poem, which is given in the form of conversational tone. It is almost, we could say that the autobiography of the rain is given by the poet. And when the poem begins, that is at the very beginning of this poem, the poet asked one question to the raindrops. Right? When the poem, this poem composed, that time it was raining. So that's why the poet asked this one question to the raindrops. Now the poem starts, and who art thou? Very first line. The poet asked the falling raindrops that who art thou? Who art thou means who are you? The poet asked, or who it is. See now, this is the question of the poet asked to the raindrops. So then, said I means who here? Very first line. I means the poet. Poet asked the question to the raindrops that who it is, or who are you? So, to the soft falling shower, it means a light shower of the rain. Light rain, it was raining, and the poet asked this question, who it is? Who are you? I said. So, the second line, which is strange to tell. Strange to tell. What the poet said, really I was surprised. How is it possible? Because the communication or the conversation, it is going on between the two beings, two living beings. But how is it possible? Poet can speak here. But what about the falling raindrops? So the poet has used this phrase, strange to tell, give me an answer. The poet says that it is really strange. Strange means unexpected. Really that it means I could not expect, unusual, extraordinary. Strange to tell means unusual, extraordinary. That was not the ordinary thing. When the poet got the reply from the falling raindrops, is it possible? Actually, in reality, it is not possible. This is the creation. This is the imagination of the poet. So that's why the poet says that really it is unusual or the extraordinary thing. Strange to tell means the poet could not believe. Strange, unusual thing, or the answer given by the rain. So now here, give me the answer as here translated, and the poet has translated the answer here. What reply got the poet from that falling raindrops when the poet asked, who art thou? Who it is? Who are you? And the answer given, reply given by the raindrops, that is, I am the poem of the earth. What the reply got from the raindrops to the poet? Raindrops replied, who am I? That I am the poem of the earth. See now, one more thing. In this poem, certain poetic devices are used. It means figure of speeches by the poet Walt Whitman. Right? For example, first metaphor is used. Metaphor means comparison between the two objects, you know very well. But here we do not use the words like and as. Only two words, like and as. If we use two words, like as, it becomes simile, right? And without these words, if we compare directly, it becomes metaphor. Here, rain has been compared to a song. Two objects, rain and song, comparison. When the raindrop said, and the poem of the earth, it means rain and a song, comparison. And one more poetic device, which that is personification. Why? Because whatever the qualities of the human beings or the associated with human beings that are used in the case of non-living beings. In the case of rain, do you think the rain can speak, rain can answer? It is not possible in reality. So that's why speaking, this is the quality of a human being, but this quality is used in the case of non-living beings. So that's why here a poetic device comes, that is personification, right? It means raindrops answer. Giving the answer, this is the quality of the human being, but here in this poem, rain has given the answer or the reply. So that's why it comes here personification. Clear? So let us move on the next line. I am the poem of the earth. So first of all, we have to understand what is the poem of the earth. Why the raindrops give such a reply. Why the rain has given, she has given such a reply. And the poem of the earth said the voice of the rain. Said the voice of the rain. And we know that the poems of the earth, when we compare, for example, if we compare a song, poem, right? Let us consider about this a song. When a song rises from, it means origin place, heart of that musician or the poet. When a song rises from the heart of the poet or the musician, what happens? It goes from one person to another person. Origin place is the heart of that musician, right? Or that singer. So when it goes out to spread or to move from one person to another person, and when it gives comfort to them, happiness, joy to them, and once again it comes back to the poet's heart in the form of a reward, in the form of happiness. It comes back to the origin place. What is the origin place of that song? Heart of the poet or the musician or that singer. So that is when it comes out that time, after that it goes from one person to another person, giving the pleasure, happiness, but once again in the form of reward or the happiness it comes back to the poet or the singer. So this is what the process is given after singing. So then the poet, here the raindrops given the such an unusual, extraordinary answer by the raindrops falling and sing the voice of the rain. Right? Next line, line number 4. Eternal, I rise impalpable. Eternal means everlasting. There is no end. Right? Eternal means endless. Continuous the process is going on. Day and night. 24 hours the procedure is going on. Eternal. No end, endless. So eternal, I rise, I come out, rise, emerge, impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Right? What does the raindrop say? The raindrop say that this is what the origin place. What is the origin place of the rain? Origin place, just like I told you, that the origin place of a song here, just like the song rises from the heart of the singer or that musician, in the same manner, here, what is the origin place of the raindrops? Right? Here the answer is given by the falling raindrops. Why the raindrops say that I am the poem of the earth? And once again it says that I rise eternally. It means endlessly that I used to rise without any stop, pause. I rise impalpable. Impalpable means the thing or the something that cannot be touched. We cannot see. In the form of, it means invisible form, intangible form, it comes out. Right? Who says? The raindrop says, I rise in the form of, it means in the impalpable form, in an invisible, intangible form, and what is my origin place? Out of the land and the bottomless sea. It means land and the bottomless sea. This is the origin place of the raindrops, of the rain. Got it? What is the origin place of the rain? That is the land and the bottomless sea. And the bottomless sea. This is the origin place. Just like for a song, what is the origin place of a song? That singers or that poets or the musicians heart. In the same manner here, because it comes out from that place. In the same manner, the origin place of the rain, that is the land and the sea, bottomless sea. And eternal I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. I comes out upward to heaven. You know this, it means cycle or this, almost this cyclical process in science. What is the process this? For example, it is given, then the rains drop side, that upward to heaven. It means when I come out, when I originate, so when I comes out from, creates from this land and the bottomless sea, when I comes out rise, and that time what I do, that I goes to the heaven. You know that evaporation, etc., this process, condensation, evaporation process here, right? So when I rise from this bottomless sea or the land, I go towards the heaven in the form of vapors, which cannot be seen by the people. Upward to heaven, whence, from where? Whence means from where? vaguely formed. Vaguely formed means I changed my appearance there. Vaguely formed in a different things that I used to take form, altogether changed, and yet the same procedure is going on. Right? So we will define this procedure here. For example, the raindrops in the form of the water vapor. When the rain when it arises from the land and the bottomless sea, which is the origin place, later on it transforms into the vapor, it goes up to the heaven, then in the heaven it transforms into the clouds, changed its form into the clouds, and the dark clouds that it comes in the form of rain or the raindrops on the earth. What is the origin place? Earth is the original origin place or the bottomless sea. When it originates from that earth, it goes to heaven, and once again it comes back to the origin place, that is earth, just like a song. Right? So this procedure is given here by the poet. So it upward to heaven, whence means from where, vaguely formed, and takes the form of the clouds there, altogether changed, and yet the same procedure is going on. The same cyclical process is going on here. It means rising from the land and the bottomless sea, changing vapor in the form of vapors, going to the heaven upwards. Then once again the transformation in the form of clouds, dark clouds, and coming back, descending on the earth. It means its origin place. So I descend to lay the draughts. Then the rain said, this is what the answer given by the rain, that this is my it means continuous, endless, everlasting procedure is going on, process is there. And when I come down on the earth, what I do? The rain replied, I descend to lave. Descend means coming down, fall down. For what? To lave. Lave means to wash. L-A-V-E. Lave means to wash the draughts. Wherever the dried place is there, drought is there, people are, it means waiting, that they are longing for the rain, for the water. On that place that I used to fall down. I descended coming down to lay, to wash the draughts or the dust. Atoms means tiny particles. See now, during the summer, whatever the dust is stored on the earth or the surface of the earth, accumulated, or other tiny particles. But when the rain starts, that time, with the flow of the rain or the water, everything is definitely being washed away. Everything will be washed. So I descend to lay, to wash the draughts. It means definitely it quenches the thirst of the people. This is also advantage is given. What is the advantage of rain for us? It used to lay, wash the draughts. It fulfills the thirst of the people, and it removes the tiny particles on the surface of the earth. Atoms, it means tiny particles, dust layers of the globe, and the dust layers of the globe. So these are the advantages when the rain descends, coming down on the earth. And you know that without water we cannot survive. This is the ultimate truth. Without rain we cannot do anything, or without water. So in this manner the rain drops give the reply to the poet's question, who art thou? This is the reply. It means the entire poem is in the form of reply or the answer to the poet, right? So now this is what, so first part we have discussed, learnt. Now the rest of the things that we will continue in the another video module.